So you all know the gravity of the situation. The winner of this competition gets to be my co-host of the Producers Pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But this last week for the show has been shocking. And there's two of you I want to hear from. Damian, Daniel, get up here. Damian, you were gone last week because you couldn't keep smuggling FL Studio out across the border. Dan, you host Learning Time. Now, the moment of truth is, Dan, why should you stay in the Producer's Pit?
Look, man, I felt like I did a great job on Saturday. I interviewed, I listened, I loved, and I wore a really nice shirt. That doesn't happen often. It does not happen often. I did that for you. I did that for the Producer's Pit.
All right, but Damian, why should you stay in Producer's Pit?
I beat the case.
That is true, but that's shocking. Come on, what have you learned? Come on, well, unfortunately, one of you are leaving the Producer's Pit tonight, and I've made my decision. The person leaving Producer's Pit tonight is Damian. Back in line. Oh!
Hey.
Dan, give me a hat, big boy. Your time in Producer's Pit is over.
Oh, man. No.
Give me a hat.
It's a nice shirt.
But still, I need you to give me a hat. Please, exit Producer's Pit. Rest of you, piss off!
Let's go.
Now there's a fire in the streets, guns for hire and police, brick and mortar burning down to muck and mire under feet. You're sowing and you reap, but if your retribution ain't discreet, you can wind up just another body on the concrete. Cold street, bittersweet, no rest for the weary. I ain't really lost my faith, but my outlook is dreary. Feeling like I'm taking a stand, but subconscious is leery. Need the truth to find.
What is going on, all you goons and producers? It's your boy, Miko Anthony, and with me, back, free from federal prison time, Damian's an alien.
Yeah, we beat the case.
You beat the case, bro. Yeah. How about Two Man? Are they free too?
You know, I can't disclose their situation right now. But
Well, did you learn your lesson about smuggling
no,
FL Studio
no,
across the border?
I didn't learn any lesson.
That's true. You were a repeat offender. That's why they were ready to throw the book at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, Damian, welcome back.
Thank you.
This week we've got a episode with a guest who's been probably requested a lot. So much that you had to DM us and say, when I want to be on the show, I hear my name on like every week.
Yep.
So we finally have done it. Welcome in Dee Brown, local singer, songwriter, and producer. Hails from Oklahoma City, but is now out here in the Southwest.
Yeah, I've been here a little while.
Yeah, he's been here a long, long time.
Half of my life.
Yeah. Real good keyboardist. That's kind of where we've seen you in the scene for the most part. We met you the same day we met Ezrock over at Ancora. That's what they know you for, except after Juneteenth, they know you can sing now. I haven't heard you sing till the Juneteenth event. And
Oh, really?
that was fantastic. So there you go. Anyways, a lot of artists have been asking for this one, so here we are. So let's get right into it, though. Song of the week. Weekly song recommendations. We'll do a general and a local pick. Damian, what's your pick?
All right, for my general pick, I'm going to go ahead and choose one of my favorite songs that released this whole year. A song by Isaiah Rashad called Headshots. That song is so smooth. I mean, like, if you're looking for some vibey rap, go ahead, check that out. And as far as local picks, I'm going to go with Hey Devil by Doug. And Doug, you know Doug, he's got the trumpet on there. He's got some harmonica. yeah, he killed that one. It's a great acoustic jam. Go ahead and go check those out.
Yeah, big shout out, dog. He go crazy.
Yeah.
That's all we know. D, we're gonna put you on the spot. You got any recommendations? What you been listening to?
A song I really like right now, general, is "Lucky Day Extra." I think it's a perfect song, and it's just really good vibe, really good feel. He sings great, good writing, good stuff. And local things. Let's see. Oh, actually, in a couple days, Zeta Artha and Cali Soul are coming out with an album. Everything on that's great. So July 2nd, check that out.
Yeah, that's coming out real soon. We just had a great episode with those guys last week, so go check that out if you want to know more about that. Anyways, as for myself, let's throw some Queens of the Stone Age in this week. Another love song off of Songs for the Deaf. It's a great album in its entirety. It was tough to pick one off that. I've been listening to that whole album like crazy, but Another love song's got some crazy good guitar in there that's been stuck in my head all week. As for local, I believe it's Growing Up, Rakim Al-Noor with Jeffrey Damas. That is a good song. Jeffrey Damas had a fantastic feature on that. I got to meet Rakim Al-Noor not too long ago. Real cool dude, but even better rap, man. Some real good stuff, really elevating the rap game out here. So that's some good stuff. If you want to check all of our recommendations out, whether that be local or our general recommendations, both of those playlists are going to be in our Spotify at producers_pit. And if you're on YouTube, just our general Song of the Week playlist is there. So check those out if you want to see what we've recommended since episode 1, which is crazy to think we're pretty far from that, which is good. But anyways, we got some questions to throw at Dee Brown, but first, let's take a quick break.
I'm Dee Brown. This is Paul Palmer on drums and Artha Meadors on bass. We are the Dee Brown Situation, also known as Dat Y.A.K. You're watching Albuquerque Public Access.
And you are back with Producers Pit. We are here with a local singer, songwriter, producer, Dee Brown, the main man of the Dee Brown Situation, who we'll see later today. Mm-hmm. So let's get right into what got you into music, what inspired you to, have a career in it. What's the story there?
My parents are both pastors, so we used to sing at church, and my sister played music, and she started writing songs when she was maybe like 12. She really forced the rest of us, me and my other two siblings, to sing with her. And then eventually went to an art school and for middle school and high school in Oklahoma, and got into it. They forced me to play. I was there to sing, but I also had to play piano and another instrument. So I played piano, I played cello, and then still play both of those till today. So once I was on piano, though, I got the writing bug and started writing things myself.
All right. So you say you still play cello? That's cool.
I do. Not as well.
Not as well. That's I have a real love for the orchestral strings. Violin's my instrument, so. Oh, dope. But that's cool to hear. Cello's crazy.
It's a cool instrument.
Definitely.
I'm trying to figure out, or I'm trying to actually make the move of plugging into some sort of a pedal and trying some weird stuff, but I haven't done it yet.
And what drove you to that instrument? Anything particular? Or?
Well, in middle school, I played violin, but when I got, after 2 years, they needed people to play cello, and I was almost the size at the time, so they put me on cello. I liked it, though. I like it better than violin, actually, to play.
Yeah. No, cello is always an interesting composition with orchestras. Either there's too little cellos or there's too many.
Right.
That's kind of in my experience playing orchestras. There's no in between. There's no perfect balance of cellos.
There's
It's
two
like-
guys or everybody plays.
Yeah, exactly. It's your two biggest sections are always going to be violins and cellos, and it's
Because those are the instruments everybody thinks are the ones that you should play.
Yeah.
Depends on who you are.
exactly. So big shout out the violas and the bassists out there.
Especially violas.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that.
Violists are the unsung heroes. They really bring it all together. They're the glue. No one wants to say that, but that's a fact.
It's kind of like altos in the choir. It's like
Exactly.
sopranos get all the love, but the altos hold it down.
Yeah.
So you say you're growing up in Oklahoma. So you moved out here. You said you've been out here half your life.
Yeah, I moved out here during my senior year of high school with my family. So I got here when I was 18, and I've been here 19 years. So this year I'm officially a New Mexican.
All right. So when you moved out here, is there anything about the music scene or the music here that kind of caught your eye, or did you learn anything from being out here musically?
It took a while, honestly. I got out here, and I did like choir and stuff at school, but nothing really piqued my interest all that much for years, really. Outside of the gospel scene, I played still for my dad's church and all of that, but I didn't really start gigging and things until maybe 10 years ago. I think what I noticed when I did start gigging is that there's so many musicians that are not even on the radar out here. There's so much talent out here, and it's easy to miss it because so many people are just working regular jobs, but they're like better than me at piano. It's very strange.
All right. Well, you've been quite involved out here, doing a lot of keyboard work, but Mark, I'm going to have you pull up something for us. Pull it up, yeah. Let's talk about your 2011 project.
2011 project.
Dee Brown and Breakthrough.
First of all, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Who is this? I don't know this person. But
tell us a bit about that project and kind of what went into it on the story. There's got to be a story there.
At the time, in 2011, that album is pretty much the culmination of everything. Me trying to get better at piano, the things I'd gone through in my life, the thoughts I had at 26, I don't know how old I was, 27, I don't know. But it was, I still have a lot of love for this album, and I produced it myself, and it's a little bit obvious that I did because it's not the greatest. I didn't know anything at the time, but I still love it. The songs still stand for themselves, I think, and you can find it at deebrown.bandcamp.com. You can download the whole thing for free or suggest a donation of your choice.
All right, some good gospel hits there.
Some gospel hits.
Some gospel hits.
This is my roots.
Yeah, this is kind of, I'd almost say vintage Dee Brown.
Look how much more hair I have. This was my whole life until like 3.5 years ago.
You mind telling us about kind of the process? Did you record it in the bedroom?
I recorded it in several homes across the city of Albuquerque. I was working for St. Tim's Church at the time as their music director, mostly choral stuff there, which was fun. But I had an office upstairs. Well, they just had a room that wasn't like a whole upstairs that wasn't being used. I saw it eventually. I was like, "Can I just have an office here?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." And they regretted that. We made a lot of noise up there recording this album and practicing for other stuff, and most of it was recorded there. It was all produced there, just in a small room in the upstairs of St. Timothy's Church in Knob Hill. It's good. It's a cool church too, if you're looking for that, and if you live in Knob Hill. Yeah, we Artha, who is going to play with me later, goes way back to 2011 and beyond and before, because he's on this, and I don't think Paul's on it, but he's on it, and a lot of my friends, some people that are some of the unsung, heroes of music in Albuquerque that people don't really know yet, like Lowell Burton, who's a vocalist, and I think he's working on some things now to put out. He's an amazing vocalist, I should say, and a good friend of mine. And just all the friends I had at the time agreed to play, and I put whatever cheap mics I had on whatever instrument they were playing, and we got it done. I'm proud of it for that reason. This one is taking a lot longer because we're trying to do it right, but it's happening.
Well, I will say, better cover than Jesus is King, I think. It's a lot more, makes sense.
This is the Dee Brown and Breakthrough. I have friends that still, one friend in particular that still calls me Mr. Breakthrough because of this.
That's kind of like what I do with our friend Meraki,
Oh,
now
yeah.
Elliot
Yeah,
Blue.
Elliot Blue.
I call him by his first name, which was DJ Haslow.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm guilty of doing that too.
Fair.
But shout out to people that know the OG stuff. 'Cause, yeah, it's always fun to bring that.
And then other people are like, what?
You're like, what?
Yeah, talk about the whole story.
So now you're planning another project at some point this year.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything you're trying to kind of do differently? You taking it in a different direction, or you kind of taking what you've learned from this project and everything now and putting it into that? So
There's a few things. One is this album was a lot of songs about Jesus, and specifically songs of faith. And for this next album, at least, I am taking the approach of, I'm very much a believer in Christ, and I very much hold a lot of those principles and that sort of thought process, and it guides a lot of my life. But I'm just taking who I am, which that is part of it, and just singing about that, singing about life, singing about other aspects of things, with that as sort of, my compass, because that's just how I've lived my life. So this album in particular is the first of a set of three. And this one is called Life. And so there's a lot of songs, like the songs we're going to do today are not, very like happy songs. They get kind of real. One about social justice and things like that, particularly in the Black community. And then also one about just having a hard time in life and, needing to hear something from God, about if he can hear you, if you can count on him. So that kind of music is in this album, Life, but also the one song that's actually out, Good Time, is a very happy and fun song, and that's going to be on this album too. So Life just has a large span. There are good times, there's bad times, there's things you fully get, there are things you are yet to understand. All of that is going to be on this album. And so it's going to be life, love, and faith. First one is life, and that's the one that'll be out this year.
all right, and then you can expect Love and Faith after that.
Sometime thereafter.
Sometime 2000X.
Right.
Yeah.
Release date. And then maybe we can get the 3-album collection, the box set.
Right.
Yeah,
There'll be a
yeah.
box set.
We'll see you in 2000X for that one.
I'm going to make 100 of those total. And no, I'm just.
Oh, Ezra
That's
move.
rough. Yeah.
So, as we've said, we've seen you a lot in the scene doing a lot of keyboard work. How'd you get very involved in the scene, specifically with people like Ezra, mutual friend of the show?
Well, I was playing in a band when I first started gigging called New Methods. Some of the people moved, and whatever. Lowell Burton, who I mentioned earlier, was singing with us at that time too, and Artha was on bass for that band as well. And it was a great band. It was a good time. It taught me a lot about gigging, because there's a difference between being able to sing or being able to play and really being a gigger. You have to be kind of a workhorse to go and sing or play for 4 hours and come back tomorrow and do the same thing again. And I didn't have the pipes for it at all. But these days, I'm used to it. But that's the band that did it, New Methods. And after playing with them, people see you out and they start needing subs, and they're like, oh, who's that guy that was playing for that New Methods band? And so I started getting sub calls, and sub calls turned into our keyboard player quit, and, can you play with us kind of thing? And then eventually turned into, we want to start a thing, and the first guy we want is Dee Brown on keys. And it's like, okay, that's cool. So I sometimes find myself playing with too many groups. There's only, you can only be in one place at one time.
Yeah,
But I really enjoy being a support for a lot of the artists out here, especially the older I get. Like, not that I'm here and everyone's here and I'm trying to, but more of in a place like Albuquerque where the music scene hasn't really blown up past here, in general at least. Some people have made some waves here and there, but no one thinks of Albuquerque as a music hub. And so if we want that to happen, which will be beneficial for all of us, we have to make sure that whatever I do well, I'm going to do it on my album, and I'm also going to do it on everybody else's That's Good's album, so that we can make sure that the quality rises to the top, and that that's what the city gets known for. When you hear something, you're like, oh, where are these people from? People start saying Albuquerque. Oh yeah, that person's from Albuquerque too. Oh, this one's Albuquerque. And so I think we really got to work together. And right before the pandemic, and then even more so now, I'm starting to see like real dividends from that sort of a mindset, and other people that feel the exact same way. So I think we're there's a movement happening, and I think it'll be good for everybody.
All right. On the topic of gigs, so 2020 was rough. No one was playing anything. How did it feel to come back with All Odds Juneteenth Festival and play a huge stage?
It was great. It was really great. I was part of the main planning team, so it was just a lot of work and a lot of meetings. And my band was a house band too, so we practiced for a lot of other artists more than we practiced for me. But once it was time for us to just play our stuff and enjoy it, I really lived into it. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely the highlight of my year so far.
Yeah, no, the Higher Ground cover is probably one of the highlights of my year too. I was so good. You don't even know it. You really kind of caught me off guard with that one.
I love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because I figure one of those questions is going to come up later. We'll get into it then. But I'm a huge Stevie Wonder fan.
And I'm sure that gig was a lot smoother than the casino gigs you were talking about.
I've played at pretty much all these casinos with some group or another. And it's like the same way that performing and gigging are two different things. Gigging and gigging at a casino are two different things. Like, casino is very regimented. There are people who are being paid to just watch you and make sure you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing, or like tell you that you need to turn up or turn down or whatever. And it's, up to now, in general, it has not been for me. I had a good time playing with Andrew Cooper and his band briefly, doing some casino work. That was always fun, but it was because I literally was just playing keys, and I just showed up with my keyboard and I just played and I went home. I didn't have to deal with the, other stuff about it, the politics and all that. But I don't know. We're currently considering a casino offer, but I'm honored to get the offer for the Dee Brown Situation, but I don't know about casinos personally. It's just a whole different thing. And it's smoky and it's
it's just
it's long.
It's
gigs.
different from all the other gigs
Yeah.
kind of in the scene, you know?
And I've gotten spoiled by some of the places I play now. I just literally play whatever I want with whoever I want, and that's always more fun.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the floor manager
Right.
hounding you about
Right.
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is an interesting one. So, what is the Dee Brown situation? Is this a specific scenario, or is it just a smooth sounding name?
This is a great question. The Dee Brown situation was born out of not being able to keep my first call guys at every gig. Because, you know, people have other things they're doing, me myself included. And so I wanted to have, like, my childish dream was to have, you know, these guys, and we are the band, and, you know, it's just not possible unless you have so much money that you can pay them to not take other gigs. And I don't. So, so I decided to do the Dee Brown Situation because I'm the constant, and who knows who's going to be playing with me. So I'm Dee Brown, and the situation tonight is, you know, this guy and this guy and these two ladies. But next time you see me, it'll be different. But I'm still here. It's still the Dee Brown Situation. That's literally what it is. There's nothing more complicated or cool or anything like that. I wish I had a cool thing to say, but that's what it is. But luckily, recently, Paul and Artie have been, and Steve Peace, who would have been here today, but he's out of town, are the standard guys, and just great friends, and they're on my album, all over my album, and they have been very consistent as of late. I think with things shutting down, it's like, with things starting back up, I jumped out there before everybody else, so I'm winning. You know?
Yeah. First out the gate. Yeah. Well, I like that it's it literally is Dee Brown and a situation of artists that may or may not be there. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
You never know.
You never. All right, so here's another interesting one. So as we covered in the J Scribe episode, you're his uncle.
I'm his uncle. Yeah, people.
Yeah.
People kept saying, your cousin, blah blah blah. I was like, my cousin? Who's my cousin? But no, I'm older than I look. It's definitely my nephew, Jay Scribe. He's a dope artist and just a very smart and talented human being.
So I'm sure. Are you aware of the feud him and Z the author have over Arby's though?
I am only aware to the extent of seeing the constant back and forth on Instagram stories. And it's funny because I watched an Arby's commercial, and probably 7 times out of 10, the commercial itself makes me want to like grab my keys and go get one of the sandwiches. But then by the end, they have to ruin it with we've got the meats. Yes. And it's like, I can't like jump up out of my seat and run to my car for that. So they need to just take that out. Same commercial. Listen, Arby's, I'm being serious. Do the exact same commercial. Take that out. You'll have like 60% more male patronage. It just doesn't feel right to jump up and grab your keys after that. I'm sorry.
So apparently, I don't know if you know where the feud originated.
I don't know.
So we talked about it last week. I guess apparently it's very simple, which is the crazy part, is that they were doing a music video shoot. Z was very hungry. He had Arby's, and now Jay won't let him live it down. And so now it's been a constant feud ever since.
That's hilarious.
Now, I know there's another question Jay will throw up on the story, and that is Arby's or death?
Definitely Arby's.
Definitely Arby's.
I don't even mind Arby's. It's just a slogan. The curly fries are serious business.
That's true.
But
I can
the
agree with
slogan,
that.
I have to just go on my own volition. I can't go after the commercial. That's all I'm saying.
we're with how Z the author was talking about Arby's. We're gonna really need to.
Does he
sit
really
down.
like Arby's?
He hates it.
Oh, he just happened to have it that day.
Yeah, he just happened. He was hungry.
I see.
But
That's the excuse. He
I
likes
guess.
it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
maybe he is about the meats. I don't know. We don't know. I think that's the feud right there. Who's about the meats?
About the meat.
Wow. Hey, Z, it wasn't me.
Yeah. We're just asking around. This was a very political topic last week.
Hilarious.
So we got to find out more. We got to investigate. That's what we do on the producers pit. Well, we'll get into some music production questions by Damian before we get too political. But first, let's take a quick break.
Hush now, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by.
We are the Dee Brown Situation. Please subscribe to the Producers Pit on Instagram, YouTube, and everywhere else.
You might find from time to time complication. Bite your lip.
And you're back with the producers pit. We're in with Dee Brown, vocal singer, songwriter, producer, keyboard master, all just straight talent, and very requested by other artists on the show. But let's get into some music production questions. We had to stop ourselves from getting too political. We got into the whole Arby's rabbit hole again like last week, but Dame, deliver us from that. What do you got this week?
I'll get us off the meats. In your opinion, what's the difference between unplanned and planned music? Do you think that both have their benefits, and like the improvised music could be somewhat better than some unplanned music, and planned music could be better than improvised music?
I think they both have their place, obviously. There's something that you can do particularly with production, like record something in a controlled space and really just tweak it and bring it to life in a different way that you can't do that, in a gig. But as a musician, there's nothing like sitting down with some of your favorite musicians and just seeing what happens. Mm-hmm. On Monday nights we play under the name Dat Y.A.K at Sober Mesa Monday nights, and that's what we get to do there, and we'll sing a song and then we'll just sort of mess around for a while and see what happens, and then maybe it'll lead into another song, maybe it'll lead into us making something up on the spot, and there's really nothing like that as a musician to just to sharpen each other, but also if you've seen the movie, what's the recent Pixar movie with the jazz? Soul.
Yeah.
If you've seen that movie, and there's that moment where he's like out of body, and that's real. Like that's true. Like there are times, even just yesterday, Monday night, just moments of just I forgot that we were in front of these people, and I'm just in the zone, And there's really nothing. There's nothing like that, but to make music translate in a way that people can really appreciate it and that can live forever, you just got to plan it. And that's important too.
Mm-hmm. And is there a way that you could convey a mood or a message better, like by picking, say, different instruments or your certain written words that can convey a message more effectively within your music?
Yeah, for me, a good example is the times that I rap. It's because the message was necessary. It had more of that kind of an energy. So for me, I used to try to rap when I was younger, but now that I'm 37, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't do it if I didn't feel like it was necessary for the song. And so sometimes that sort of medium just makes more sense, and you're able to say a lot more in a short amount of time. And to get all that out, sometimes that's the way to go. And sometimes even just to get the frustration of it out, or the whatever the energy is of it, it just makes more sense with that. So that's a good example of it. But also piano versus, Rhodes or synth or something like that really does change how it feels. And for me, it's all about how it feels. Like with any type of soulful music, funk, jazz, R&B, hip hop, it's all about how it feels. And even when I get in the studio, a lot of times, and the guys will tell you, it's like if we can get the bass and the drums to feel like the mood I want, then we're there already. And then me and the guitar and whatever else can just find our way around that. But those two guys, Artha Meadors and Paul Palmer, really shaped a lot of this album too, in that same way.
And on the topic of how it feels, how is it different between a studio set compared to something like live instrumentation? And your instrumentation, how does that change from live sets to in the studio when you're developing music?
In studio, there's usually a lot more instruments. When you perform it live, especially gigging, like the more people, the less money. So, we've been running a 3-piece quite a bit, and that's been going quite well. But like for instance, for Good Time, there's probably 15 musicians on that, one way or another, and so you get a chance to, even if they're not all in the same place at the same time, slowly keep adding things and keep building things. And sometimes you add a whole bunch of stuff that you end up not using even, but the options become limitless, whereas in a live performance, sometimes you don't even have enough inputs for that many people, but also just feasibility for a 15-person band it's not realistic.
And on the topic of collaboration, do you have any tips that help build a better collaborative environment, whether that being on stage or while you're developing new music?
I think you have to put your ego on the shelf to some extent. The biggest thing for me has been hearing, I'll say this. Some people are just haters, and that's, it just is what it is. You can't give that any attention. But the people that are close to you, particularly those in your band or musicians that you really trust or people that are your friends, your true friends, when they say things to you sometimes, you don't want to hear it. But listening to them is your best window to how the public is going to take it. And especially musicians, like the guys who are playing with me today, can literally be like, no, that sucks. And it stinks, but we work on it. And I listen to it back, and I'm like, I hate you guys, but yes, you're right. That was trash. and for any kind of collaboration, you have to be working with the type of people that you have enough respect for to be able to listen to, and that would be my for any type of thing. If it's you and somebody trying to put up some mini blinds, you just have to be able to be working with somebody that you have enough respect for that you can listen to, and you can see yourself. Seeing yourself is a big part of life.
Yeah, and further on the topic of collaboration, and we know you mentioned Stevie Wonder earlier. Is he one of your dream collaborations?
Oh, 100%. Like if I could choose anyone, like if I had to die tomorrow, but I get to pick one person, it would be Stevie Wonder any day between 1998 and today.
Yeah. And is there any collaborators in the city that you would like to work with?
I'm sure. I'm not currently thinking about it, so let me think. I'm sure that I would like to do an official song with my nephew, Jay Scribe. That should be easy enough, but we haven't done it, so we got to work on that. Also, Z and Cali Soul, I would love to actually do something with some vocals on there for them, maybe, or have them on a song for me. I've been talking about, me and Monero have been talking about doing something collaborative for a while, and we just haven't had the time or gotten together to do it. Hopefully that happens. And also, Sarah Rowe, we are working on something currently. I took a long time, but we're gonna get it done. It's on me. She's a great country singer. I don't know if you guys know her.
I've seen her
we-
live. She's fantastic.
Okay, yeah, she's good.
Well, thank you. That's all I have today.
All right. Well, I think the easiest collab to get done out of that is obviously with Jay Scribe.
Nice.
So we're gonna keep sending Arby's coupons until that's done. Until it is
Also,
released.
Andrew Cooper. He's a really good singer that I've worked with a lot, but we're gonna get something on wax together for sure.
All right. Well, before we have Dee Brown go crazy on the music stage, as we do every week, got a couple more things to talk about, but first let's take a break.
Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect, your manly pride. Get yourself in gear. Keep your stride.
And you're back with the Producer's Pit. We've had some great conversation with Dee Brown about the kind of music he does, and God damn it, Arby's. We're the Arby show. It's just kind of the pitfall we fell in, you know. This
Arby
is probably
showdown.
the first kind of like thing though that hasn't been another artist. So like we've been
That's
the
true.
Pocket Elephant
That's
show,
true.
we've been the Walker Cash show, but it's like always been artists. It's never been something outside of music. So there you go. We're the Arby show for the next, hopefully it ends today.
Yeah.
Either way, Dee, where can we find you on social media and where can we stream your music?
You can find me on Instagram at Dee the Musician. That's Dee the Musician. You can find me on Facebook just under my name, Dee Brown. You can stream my music anywhere. You can stream the one single that's out for the new album. It's called Good Time. You can find that anywhere. And then also the album you guys brought up with the short hair. You can find Jesus Never Fails at deebrown.bandcamp.com. Also in the city, I play every Monday night at Sober Mesa. I'm going to be starting up the Thursday open mic again, which is a really cool thing that I started with Monte Vista Fire Station on Thursdays a few years back. We've been over a year off now, a year and a half probably at this point. We're starting back up soon with that. And Friday nights for the next 3 months, we'll be playing at Sawmill with the guys that I'm playing with in a minute here. And I think that might be it. Oh, Sundays at Hollow Spirits. For brunch, 12:30 to 2:30, I'll be playing a solo set.
All right.
Yeah.
Going crazy on the key.
Yeah.
I'm ready. So yeah, instead of waiting for Dee Brown to drop that 3-part album, go watch him live.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
True.
All good venues. I mean, I hope after seeing the performance here in a bit, you'll definitely want to go check it out. So
I hope so.
definitely, yeah, you'll have a good time. Trust me. Anyways, of course we got to ask the big question before we plug everything. Who do you want to see on this show in future?
Right. Like all of my friends have already been on here, so not all of them. So one band that Artha and Paul actually play in, the lead singer is Joseph Padrell. He goes by Joseph Scott, and he's an amazing singer. He's kind of a homebody, though, so if you can get him out, that would be a great band to have. You would not regret that at all. And the band is called Citizens of Tape City. They have an EP that's out now. I can't remember what it's called, but it's great. And their live performance is even better than that. So that would be cool. Andrew Cooper, I don't think he has any recorded music out at the moment, but he's working on some things. So that's another person to reach out to. I can't think of anything else at the moment. But
Ezra, crypto episode?
Crypto episode or a travel episode. Either
Oh.
way.
Yeah, that's true.
Travel and crypto. How to travel with
both.
crypto.
I don't know.
You just came up with a whole
Yeah,
different
I was gonna say
there
that's,
you go.
that's a whole,
The investors pit. Coming soon. Oh, at least it's different from our other jokes.
yeah.
You already know. I'm not going to say it. Anyways, for us, Instagram, Spotify, producers_pit. Instagram is where you'll find all the highlights, all the news about what's going on. You'll know when it drops. Our link tree's in the bio. I'll take you to everything we've got up on the internet. Of course, the Spotify's got all the playlists if you want to wonder what our recommendations are and listen to them in a very interesting order or shuffle it.
Yeah.
Either way, that's probably as variety as playlists get,
Yeah.
is what we throw on our Spotify for sure. YouTube, Producers Pit, full episodes. That's where you can find the whole 9. It's long, but hey, break it up. You know, I know doing laundry kind of sucks, so fill it with the Producers Pit. And then hopefully we get a couple streams on Twitch on. I believe it's still producers_pit, same handle. So we'll find a time, but I know there's some bonus content we kind of want to have planned there that isn't at a certain place that we always talk about.
Yes.
And yeah, outside of that, that's kind of what we're doing. But regardless, we'll be here. We'll be making more episodes. So thanks for checking it out. Anyways, I think all there's left to do is check out the Dee Brown Situation. I don't know who's going to come up on stage. It's a mystery, so you're going to have to come back with us after this break and check out the Dee Brown Situation in action. We'll see you here in a sec.
Black man, in and out of trouble. Just behind your eyes, I see what lies beneath the rubble. Rain or shine, you rise, I hear the cries of generations wishing time would somehow start again and wash away this struggle. Man, big man, you can't be a kid. Spend your life to recompense for things your daddy did. Funny they ignore your years and try to call you boy till the sentence fall. Now you're a man, your latter years destroyed. From the start they break your heart, tell you your history starts with chains. The patriarch departs without his heart, waiting on a change. Look at the charts, the teachers say you smart, your life won't go the same. Things fall apart and ain't it such a shame that you're the one to blame. I can't get over how his story ended. Just walking home, my brother Trayvon had his life upended. Was just a kid in different skin, he gets his rights offended. Now the killer's still at large and won't be apprehended. And then I see my nephew James, he looks me in my eyes. He's 17, but just the same as if he's 25. His life to me is worth whatever I can sacrifice. I'd risk my own to save the tears his mom and mom would surely cry, but still to some if he got slaughtered in the streets alone. The blame belonging to the shooter, somehow he would own. Guess he should have known not to be 16 black and looking grown. Walking home with headphones on, do-rag on, pants too long, talking on the phone. But I know it's rare to catch a black man cry. I know it's hard to watch a black man. It's kinda hard to watch a black man cry. Black man cry. Don't hold your breath to see that black man cry. He's much too hard to let the tears fall from his eyes. Used to be hard to make a black man cry. But here we are. Here we are. Now there's a fire in the streets, guns for hire and police, brick and mortar burning down to muck and mire under feet. You sow and then you reap. If your retribution ain't discreet, you could wind up just another body on the concrete. Cold street, bittersweet, no rest for the weary. I ain't really lost my faith, but my outlook is dreary. Feeling like I'll take a stand, but subconscious is leery. Need the truth to find the answers, but I can't trust Siri. I need a break from stressing and microaggressions. I get mad, I'm confessing, but I need to get rest and try to wake wake up feeling happy and go smile for the people, making sure they feeling comfy. Tomorrow, little sequel, I think about our girls, so innocent and sweet, but it can fade when they gotta learn to navigate the streets. All this pressure to be perfect and to fit into a culture that's full of vultures, trying to stay off the pole. Or have you seen me posters? Must find a way, but often scolded by the likes of Tommy Lauren and Ann Coulter. How she ever supposed to make it over? She gotta choose to lash out and speak vulgar, or push it down until it calls her ulcer. She can feel the cold world getting colder, but the heat's still on. What you thought it was gone? You thought her black prayers meant that racism was dead? Every time I see a black girl body slammed to the ground, it's my daughter I see grown men tossing around. Then you see a black man cry. It's kinda hard to watch a black man cry. I know it's weird to watch a black man cry. Black man cry. Don't hold your breath to see this black man cry. He's much too hard to make the tears fall from his eyes. Used to be hard to make a black man cry. But here we are. So I'm doing not so happy music today. We've sang out all the happy songs, but it's important for me as an artist to be real, you know. Everything isn't always roses and picket fences and green grass. Sometimes you have low days. Sometimes the world doesn't look the way that you wish that it would. I was having one of those days, one of those years when I wrote this next song. And I don't know what your faith might be, but whatever it is, sometimes you wonder, I wonder, God, can you hear me? Are you seeing the struggle I'm going through? And I sat down to talk to him and wrote this one day. Lord God, I need you desperately. Can you help me, please? I don't know how much more I can bear. I can't go on pretending that nothing's wrong when everything in my life's in disrepair. I said, Lord God, I need you desperately. Can you help me, please? I don't know how much more I can bear. I can't go on pretending that nothing's wrong when everything in my life's in disrepair. Can I count on you, God? Can I count on you? Can I count on you? Can I count on you, God? Can I count on you? Can I count on you? I said, I know that I should trust and wait for you to bring me to what you've shown me. I'm trying hard to keep my faith in spite of everything going on. And I lay awake and wonder what it is that I need to learn for this trial of my faith to be passed. You said you wouldn't put more on me than I could bear, but in my mind that window's already passed. Now I'm broken down and frustrated. I'm trying hard to believe the light that ends this tunnel is too far for me to see. Every time I think I move forward, it seems to lose my way. So I set my face toward heaven, cause all I can do is pray. I say, Lord God, I need you desperately. Can you help me, please? I don't know how much more I can bear. I can't go on pretending that nothing's wrong when everything in my life's in disrepair. I say, Lord God, I need you desperately. Can you help me, please? I don't know how much more I can bear. I can't go on pretending that nothing's wrong when everything in my life's in disrepair. Can I count on you, God? Can I count on you? Can I count on you? Can I count on you, God? Can I count on you? Can I count on you? God's reply is this. I heard you when you first cried out, and I know what you're going through. Through every single test and trial, you just know that I'm here with you. And I'm setting up a breakthrough that's made just for you. The magnitude of this promise is why you've been going through. But when you come out this fire, you'll shine brighter than gold. And once you receive this blessing, I plan to break the mold. Cause I loved you more than my flesh long before you weren't conceived. Knew your end from your beginning long before you ever believed. Don't you ever start to wonder what's going on with me. Know that you can count on, you can count on, you can count. You can count on me, child. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me, child. You can count on me. You can count on me. Count on me, count on me. God says, whatever you may be going through, remember, just to know that I've got more power than you can have problems. I am the solution that you need to solve them. I'm able to do so much more than you could ever ask or you could ever think. Just remember the last time that life brought you worries. When you called on my name, I came through in a hurry. And if I did it before, I can do it again. And then I'll do it again. And then I'll do it again. You don't ever have to wonder. I'll be your closest friend. I won't leave you or forsake you. I'll stick with you till the end. You don't have to take my word. You can read about my wonders. And you can check my resume. I guarantee you'll find I've never failed. God says, I've never failed. No. You can count on me. You can count on me. No matter what you're going through in the midnight hour when you're all alone, you can call on me. I'll be right there. I'll be right there for you. Count on me, 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 count on me. Lord God, I need you desperately. Can you help me, please? Don't know how much more I can bear. You gotta stay woke, yeah. Cause if you think that they ain't scheming, then keep dreaming. No, we can't stay broke, no. So we gon' have to look out for each other. You're my sister, I'm your brother. There's always work to do. Sometimes we get weary, but we gon' keep on pressing till we're when the weekend comes.